Hello guys, in this video we are going to discuss about the catalytic hydrogenation of aniline derivatives. So if we consider this particular aniline moiety attached with an alkyl substituent, then the catalytic activity order for the hydrogenation of this particular aniline derivatives were found to be in this particular order. Where you can see that ruthenium and rhodium are the two best metals for catalytic hydrogenation of aniline derivatives. So they basically provides less amount of hydrogenolysis as well as minimum amount of formation of secondary amines. So if we consider the mechanism of this hydrogenation reaction for aniline, then we can clearly understand what are these two factors. So this is aniline. In the first step, two molecules of hydrogen will be absorbed and two double bond of this particular benzene ring will be hydrogenated, and this will be the enamine after this step. And then you all know that this can undergo tautomerization and it will eventually go into its corresponding imine form. Now there are two possibilities. Number one possibility is another hydrogenation step will provide us the desired cyclohexyl amine. However, this cyclohexyl amine can react with this imine derivative and it will form this particular amine derivative. Now, under the reaction condition, this carbon-nitrogen bond can undergo hydrogenolysis and then we will get the secondary amine. Also, this nitrogen lone pair can assist the liberation of one molecule of ammonia from this species, and thereby another molecule of imine will form in situ, which can be then reacted with one molecule of hydrogen and it will eventually produce the secondary amine. So this is basically a 2-degree amine. But this is our not desired product. We want basically this particular product, right? So this is our desired amine. So any catalyst which will maximize the formation of this particular cyclohexyl amine will be our choice, right? As well as during hydrogenation, this carbon-nitrogen bond cleavage may also take place and this will give you the cyclohexane. So this type of product we also don't want. So this will be formed when hydrogenolysis will be in action. So any catalyst which will reduce the amount of hydrogenolized product as well as amount of coupled product which lead to the formation of 2-degree amines, those catalysts will be our choice. So here ruthenium and rhodium basically very efficient catalyst for this purpose. So rhodium basically taken as rhodium on alumina. The solvent is basically ethanol and the temperature is 50 degree to 100 degree centigrade at 50 to 70 atmospheric pressure of hydrogen. So this is the very standard reaction condition for rhodium catalysis. And for ruthenium catalysts, ruthenium are basically taken as ruthenium dioxide. The support is basically either activated charcoal or alumina. and other conditions are same, almost around 100 degree centigrade temperature and around 100 atmospheric pressure of hydrogen. So these two are standard reaction conditions for ruthenium and rhodium catalysts. Other factors which basically promotes the secondary amine formation are supports. So these are basically the factors for 2 degree amine formation, and we want to reduce these factors, right? So first factor is the supports. So it was found that when the support is activated charcoal, then the amount of 2 degree amine formation is highest, then barium carbonate, then alumina, followed by barium sulfate, and the best support was found to be calcium carbonate. Although we can use alumina, barium sulfate and calcium carbonate. Okay, so the least favorable supports are activated charcoal as well as barium carbonate. Okay, so this is our first factor. Second factor is choice of solvent. It was found that when methanol is the solvent, then the amount of secondary amine formation is maximum, followed by ethanol, where the amount of 2 degree amine formation is highly suppressed, then isopropanol, followed by tertiary butanol. So in case of tertiary butanol, least amount of two degree amine is actually formed in the reaction medium. So this solvent is our choice during hydrogenation of amine derivatives, right? So now let us consider some examples. So if you take this particular aniline derivative where in the ortho position there is a methoxy group, then rhodium alumina in ethanol gave us the mixture of two products. One is the desired amine and another is where hydrogenolysis took place and the methoxy group is there no more. Secondly, if we take the same catalyst, however we take acetic acid with ethanol, then the percentage of this particular amine was found to be improved. So it is 77% in this reaction condition, and this product was found to obtain in 10% yield. So in previous reaction condition the percentages were 57% and 7%. So adding the acetic acid here increased the formation of the desired amine derivative, right? Other catalytic cycles, ruthenium based catalytic cycles like ruthenium on activated charcoal in methanol as the solvent gave us the desired amine in 65% yield. However, in this case hydrogenolized product was very high formation of it. But if we take ruthenium on activated charcoal but tertiary butanol is the solvent in this case, if tertiary butanol is solvent, then surprisingly the amount of desired product is found to be highly increased and the hydrogenolized product formation is hugely suppressed. So here you can see that in these two cases we have taken activated charcoal as the support. So here the activated charcoal as well as methanol, both these factors are basically opposing factors. That is, they will promote the formation they will suppress the formation of our desired amine, which is this one, and that is the case. We obtain this in very less yield. However, when we change the solvent from methanol to tertiary butanol, we can clearly see that the yield is very good in this case, right? So these are very important factors which you have to consider during the answering of questions in competitive exams. Another interesting thing is, if you take PABA, that is para-aminobenzoic acid, and if you perform the hydrogenation reaction on rhodium on activated charcoal in aqueous medium, since PABA is soluble in water, then smooth reaction was observed, right? Interestingly, if you heat this substance in 260 degrees centigrade, then you will get the corresponding lactam, that is the cyclic amide. So this will be the product and it is known as lactam, right? Interestingly, this reaction can be achieved in a single step if we choose ruthenium on activated charcoal, taking methanol as the solvent, and if we apply high temperature, that is 160 degrees centigrade temperature and 100 atmospheric pressure of hydrogen, then we also get this product in a single step, right? So these type of transformations are often found to be very useful in synthetic organic chemistry because their reactivity is very high, so they can be used for further transformations, right? When 3-aminobenzoic acid is taken as our starting material, and if we apply the same reaction condition as above, then we will get this particular product, which is also a lactam, right? So here this is 1 and this is 4 position, here this is 1 and this is 3 position, right? So this is 1 and this is 4. Since nitrogen is attached with this center, it will be number 1 carbon atom, right? So these are the basic conditions for hydrogenation of amine derivatives. So you can apply either rhodium or ruthenium catalysts for the conversion of amine derivatives into the corresponding saturated amine derivative. So this is it for this video. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video.